My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire. Look, there's an achievement I still do not have. Or rather, there's 3 that I don't have. Let's go for one of them. It is going to be an Ironclad run. I typically like playing the Ironclad in fact, both classes on Ascension 1 so that I can get some more risk-reward by fighting the elites when I like to. But what we are going to be looking for... I'm not going to be doing the speed run right now, right? I'm going to try and space those episodes out. I don't think it's productive to keep trying and trying the same thing again and again and again and again. But for the moment, what I'm gonna do is try and get a feed and then hope to heck that my final boss is Dono and Decker. Other than that, it's just gonna be a normal run. So let's have a wee bit of a look at the map. Nothing great really going on here, unfortunately. Just gonna go with upgrading a card and upgrade the bash. Alright, so with an upgraded bash, we do 10 and then 9, so we've got 19 damage, which means we actually can't even touch that louse. Guess I've got to hope for a buff next turn if I actually want to be able to get out of this without sadness. Nope, frontline didn't buff, but thankfully, we're still prepared, actually. Hey, there you go. Debuff is fine as well. Any draw kills and fire potion. Beautiful. I think I'll take a single copy of Ghostly Armor. Just as a nice defensive option, a value pick, effectively. I'm not going to take the curses because I do want to thin down my deck first. Every time you take a curse, you're costing yourself an opportunity of later thinning down your deck of a different card. So, as time has gone on, I've become much more wary about taking curses. Flex is good. Metallicize is also quite good. If I have Metallicize, I can actually make this a much more defensive deck. Ghostly Armor, Metallicize, start thinking about picking up things like Body Slam, Entrench, Barricade. Yep, I'm gonna do that. I'll actually fully defend this turn as well. Because after bash is going to be the perfect time for us to really load in a bunch of damage. And thankfully, courtesy of the upgraded bash, it's going to last a heck of a lot longer. Right. Shrug it off here, probably. Again, just another really good defensive option. Now we really do need some... This is going to be rough. Now we're really actually in the market for a copy of... Can I remember the name of the thing? Body Slam. Now we really want one of those. Well, I mean, it's not like we didn't really want one before, but now it's super important because we have all of our defensive options available to us now. We just need to be able to take, advantage of them. If you have a lot of defense and you don't have any damage, you don't win. This just doesn't happen. We're probably going to keep the deck quite thin, so I'm not going to go for the armaments. I'm just going to upgrade my cards manually. Shrug it off here to see if I get... Nope, and I don't. That was going to be Metallicize. Let's see if I get Metallicize. I play the Ghostly Armor there to make sure that it stays in my deck, because it is ethereal. If I don't use it, I lose it. This fight is a damage race, because eventually you will lose, courtesy of the Siphon Soul. But thanks to Bash, it's really difficult to beat the Ironclad in the damage race. And we're not even taking that much damage. This is quite good. Good. Really glad to have not drawn Bash that turn. Because I'm prepared to use it and then strike and then pretty much... Yeah, 2 strikes in my next hand is a kill. And we got him. Bottled Flame. Upon pickup, choose an attack card. That attack card will be in your opening hand each combat. We actually don't have an attack card we want in our opening hand right now, so... Ooh. Get me... Rampage, Body Slam, Feed. Oh, that's not good. All right, I'm actually going to take a single copy of Hemokinesis here, and then I'm going to Bottled Flame it, because I really don't want anything else in my opening hand right now. And then I'm going to immediately upgrade the Hemokinesis. So this is going to effectively be like a Body Slam substitute for us right now. It's just there to deal the damage that we can't currently deal ourselves. Alright. It was important to play that Metallicize because now a single normal defend actually protects me. There was a comment recently saying that the damage that you deal to yourself does not count in determining whether or not you perfect a elite or perfect a boss. I don't think that's true. I'm pretty sure I've lost perfects. Or rather, I've had runs where I would have perfected a hell of a lot, and I didn't get any perfects because I had used Blue Candle to burn cards out of my deck. I'd used Hemokinesis. I'd used Bloodletting. I'd used Offering, especially a lot of the time. If anyone actually has, like, definite confirmation on how that works and whether or not it affects whether or not you perfect, I would love to know. So here, this is an elite fight. I've had exactly one elite fight. In fact, you know what? Let me track it myself. Let me get myself some paper. Right on the back of this shopping list. Sure. Okay, I have perfected one elite. And then I'll make a column for bosses as well, just in case. Shovel this early is ridiculous. Double tap's good. Double tap's too good to turn down. Oh, Memori. Excellent. Negate the next two curses you obtain. Super handy. I also now just want to go to as many rests as possible, so I'm going to go this path, where otherwise I would have cut in and then gone for this elite. Bash Hemokinesis opening hand. Ridiculous. It's possible I perfect here as well. I might use the Swift to try and draw into... Yeah, I'm going to need to draw. Alright, so that's my second perfect. Perfect, sorry. Dead Branch. Ooh, boy. There's the Body Slam. I have to take it. Dead Branch is going to be a minor inconvenience in this deck if it's not useful, but if it's useful, it'll be ridiculous. So that's what I'm really relying on here. I should... It's really important that I smith that Body Slam. Alright, I'm going to do it. I was trying to find a way to not do it and to dig instead, but fine. No reason to take damage this turn if I don't have to. Especially considering my upcoming turns were more than capable. Alright, show me... That's Power Through, which is really good with the Body Slam, but this is a deck of 16 cards. Chance of getting Power Through and Body Slam in the same hand isn't that great, but on top of that, Power Through is going to make my deck consistently worse outside of that because I do not have an Evolve yet, so I can't really take it. Warcry interacts poorly with the Dead Branch. And yes, I am actually... saying that the Dead Branch being used how it is intended is a poor interaction. I realize... Yeah, I don't need to Energy Potion here. I realize how bullshit that statement sounds. But for the style of decks that I typically run, Dead Branch tends to be a negative. I was pretty much relying on the fact that I was going to be fine against any incoming attack because of the high defensiveness of my deck. Strength potion, eh. Second body slam, ridiculous. I have to upgrade that freaker as well. Bash Hemo is a kill, but that will also lose me my Ghostly. Or I can drink this. Bash Hemo. Ghostly to defend. I do want to keep that Ghostly in my deck because it's likely to be important, but it also saved me 9 damage to have done that. Defends, then double tap a body slam. That's a pretty garbage draw for us. Odd Mushroom. When vulnerable, take 25% more damage rather than 50% more damage. On top of the fact that we are a defensive deck, this is going to make our defense much easier to attain, especially against enemies that apply vulnerable, or rather, only against enemies that apply vulnerable. So not bad, not bad. We could take an Iron Wave here, but I don't think we will. Double tap Iron Wave is pretty good, though. Still gonna skip. That hurt. Alright. Smithy out body slam. This is actually rough. I'd like to double tap the Bash or the Hemokinesis. I think I'm going to draw back into the Bash before the Bash wears off. This fight is going to be a bit rough for us, though. So I'm going to throw in a Strength Potion here. This fight is a damage race because the enemy will eventually just murder you because they get stronger. They increase their strength at certain points, and then they do huge multi-hits, and it just becomes ridiculous. Really unfortunate the enemy still didn't have its vulnerability up there. Okay, take 2 damage that turn. Ugh, man. This could end up being a lot closer than I really anticipated. Especially because I didn't get Hemo while the enemy is still vulnerable. Double tap Hemo kills. Beautiful. Whew. So that's not a perfect. Impervious. Has to be. Unfortunately, Impervious is going to trigger the Dead Branch. We've also got the option to take Juggernaut, and Juggernaut would trigger at the end of every single turn as a result of Metallicize, and would likely trigger a couple times in each turn as a result of the defensive cards I would play. But I have 2 copies of Body Slam, so... this is fine. Runic Dome, we do need the extra energy because we have some expensive cards in the deck, and we do want to try and play as many defense cards as possible, and then extra attack cards if we can. It's also worth noting, Runic Dome, like, extra energy has a soft synergy with the Dead Branch, because when you exhaust a card, if you happen to get another card that you can play, that you want to play, you'd best have the energy for it. But the reason that we take Runic Dome most of all is because a deck that cares mostly about defending itself and then dealing damage doesn't really care what the enemy is doing. Okay. I'd love to go to that early shot, but I've got to look at where I can get the most rests. So this is a 1, 2, 3 rest path, 3 rest path, 3 rest path. All right, they're all 3 rest paths. So this has 1, 2, ooh, that has a lot of question marks, man. 1, 2, 3, 4. But it also gets 2 extra if I want to dodge the final elite. I can also cut in. But the thing is, if I cut in, I get 1 fewer rests, right? Because this is a 2 rest path. If I go first rest, and then cut across, and then go up. And rests are better for us because of the shovel. They're better than us, better for us than elites, is what I mean, because you don't have to fight for a relic, you'll just get a relic. Yeah, alright. This also gives us a really early shot, which is going to be really handy. Downsize, defend. Double tap Hemo, because I actually do need some upfront damage in this fight. Enemy is about to make me frail, so I'm not really, you know, pleased at all about that. Ancient Potion's a good pickup for us. Rage is interesting. I can't use it, but it is interesting. I've always tried to theorize what would be a deck that has Rage and just a bunch of zero-cost body slams, and you just, like, you unceasing tops cycle through your body slams, and they get more powerful every single time because you're playing another attack, and then you get another body slam, and then you just, like, angers and body slams and clashes. It seems interesting to me, but I don't know. Like, I definitely don't have the build to make that work right now, but I don't know if I'll ever. Alright, I can't lose all of my gold. My gold is way too important to me right now, so... It's actually not essential that I kill Pointy right now. Pointy is going to do 11 damage this turn, but Bash Hemo can kill either of the front two liners, and they are way rougher to deal with, especially because Bear at the very front is going to lower my dex by 2, which is really garbage. For a deck that, like, defends itself and then its defense does damage, that's pretty garbage. I don't know if you can do more than 11 damage. Yeah, you can't. Alright. Killing Pointy early might be a mistake that I've been making for a very long period of time. Red Mask. At the start of each combat, apply 1 weak to all enemies. That's actually kind of handy as well. I could take another body slam, but at this rate, taking another body slam, I might end up with a lot of body slams and no defense. Not the body slam. On sale, no less. Well, we're definitely card removing. Who's my boss this floor? Well, we're not going to have burns in our deck, but we'll be able to burn... We'll be able to burn, what? Dazed? But if you have to draw them to then burn them, how are you really benefiting? Wounds as well? But not that many enemies on this floor add wounds to your deck. It might be Panacea. It's not. It isn't. No. It's probably actually just save my money. See, if I take Whetstone, which I usually would in this position, it's just going to upgrade 2 strikes. I really don't play those, right? I could take Art of War so that my defensive turns when I set up are much more effective. Sure. I'll do that. I'll remove a strike. I'll hold on to the rest of my money for later shops that might be a lot better. Please be removal. Money, sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that. That was 200. Nice. Sometimes you get 100 from that. Sometimes you get 200. I don't really see. We're going to take 4 damage here, but that's fine. No, they were both weakened by Red Mask. Okay, so we didn't take 4 damage. Nice. I'm probably double tap bash, so 10 then 15 leads me to 25 damage, and then a strike does 9, so I actually can kill this mugger. I do lose my ghostly, but I'm going to use the pommel here, hopefully getting a defensive card after it exhausts. Pommel? Hey, defensive cards. Beautiful. I needed some way so that I could utilize my My body slam's there. Oh. Ooh. Do I take an evolve? Shuffle 2 wounds into your draw pile. Whenever you draw a wound, draw 2 cards. So it is actually beneficial at this point. We don't have any clashes in our deck, and we're unlikely to draft any. And this will make picking up a couple different cards much more powerful for us. You know what? I'm taking an evolve. Specifically, it is going to make the one, and I've forgotten the name of it. I saw it earlier in this run. It's 1 energy, gain 15 block to add 2 wounds to your deck. Rather, add 2 wounds to your hand. Can't remember it for the life of me. Prayer Wheel! Non-boss chest now also contain cards. Hemo Strike Evolve. We should be defended against the frontliner's damage. You're probably going to summon this turn, but there is a possibility that you try and do not summon. Yeah. If he was going to decide to attack, there's nothing I could have done about it that turn, unfortunately. Bash, Impervious, Body Slam is really handy here. It's just a lot of damage. There's also non-attack cards in your hand, deal 16 damage. Ugh. Well, you're definitely going to be attacking this turn. Well, you could be buffing, actually. You were going for the buff, so it's a good thing that I killed all the minions on board. Double tap the Body Slam and then another. The backline. A lot more damage. Don't mind if I do. I do mind. Ooh, man! Look at the synergies we just got there. You have to summon this. Well, you don't have to summon this turn, technically. That's the thing that I've got to remind myself of constantly. This bad boy can attack when no one's on the field. Alright, with that HP, we just kill you. Beautiful. Pen Nib, every 10th attack you play deals double damage. A lot of the time, that's going to buff a ridiculously large Body Slam for us. Nope. Alright. I actually want the Enchiridion. Nuri's Codex. Damn. Nuri's Codex is, at the end of each turn, you can choose between 1 and 3 random cards to shuffle into your draw pile. You can probably hear my response to that. At the start of each boss combat, heal 25 HP, and upgraded Warcry take? Still no. Let's drop a regen potion like no one's business here. So if you're doing your 6x2, we're actually fine. Actually, you're weakened as well, we're fine. Not going to take any of those. I'm concerned that this is just a large hit turn. If I don't get Bash out now, I'm never getting Bash out. Alright, fine. Shockwave's actually probably pretty important here. It was a large hit turn. Well, actually, it wasn't even the large hit. Right. You're weakened. You defend for not that much, unfortunately. What have I exhausted? It's the one card I've exhausted so far. Gosh, I can't recall. Oh, it's the Shockwave, of course. Resummoning that isn't going to be great. Ouch. See, you need this fight to go faster, and we just don't have that right now. I'm going to put an Entrench in my deck because I might get a really lucky draw. This is not lucky. If I did that in the other order, I would have done more damage. Alright. Impervious Body Slam, we've got lethal. That was rough. Shuriken every time you play 3 attacks in a single turn, gain a strength. That doesn't really do that much for our deck. Offering, lose 4 HP, gain 2 energy, draw 3 cards is huge. It's also an exhaust card. I'm going to duck over here, and I'm actually going to rest. I do have Pantograph, so I am going to heal up before the boss combat. So I actually have the option of just digging here and then going around the side. Yeah, actually, we'll do that. We'll do that. Frozen Egg. Whenever you add a power card to your deck, it is immediately upgraded. Nope. Thankfully, the enemy was weakened there. They're almost certain this turn to use the vulnerable spores. We'll take power through here. They don't. Wow, that's really rough. Lose 4 HP. Probably not going to do that. You shouldn't be able to use... Okay, so here's a moment where I have to trust myself. I believe for this enemy... They are incapable of playing the same attack 3 turns in a row, which means that this turn they are doing Enfeebling Spores, which means we can deal as much damage as we possibly can this turn. Good. We're going to heal for the 26 here. Ooh, bites? I mean, they are a way to get some HP back. Sure. And we'll heal up to full HP by going into the final fight because of the Pantograph. Great. All right, Self-Forming Glade. Whenever you lose HP in combat, gain 3 block the next turn. That's going to be really handy for our deck. How much draw do we have in our deck? Literally just Offering, Evolve, and Shrug it off. And Battle Trance does not negatively interact with Evolve. Alright, we'll take a Battle Trance. Okay. Evolve, then Offering. Brutality is fine as well. Brutality, lose 1 HP and draw a card. But that 1 HP that we lose on the next turn is going to give us 3 blocks. So it's actually... It's not a direct favorable trade, but is oftentimes for us going to be a favorable trade. I don't know if that enemy was going to attack or not, so... Yeah, I'm not going to want to go for another Brutality, though. Second evolve is a bit much. But I guess I don't want to draw it again. Hey, there's a feed. Oh, if only I could keep that in my hand. All right, so this should be a very large hit turn. So I ought to use every defense card at my disposal. And outside of that, I should use as many bites as I can. Just to try and get some HP. So another Inflame this turn, and then you're doing the biggest of all hits, which is the one I thought you were going to do last turn, I've got to be honest, because I saw you do the 10 before that. As much as I do want to bash, I think I actually just go with as many bites as I possibly can play here. Because I know you're not attacking this turn. Alright, so this turn you definitely are. Alright, we should be safe. Take a corruption. Now you're going to be stunned this turn, which is great for us. Sentinel is actually great to add to my deck right now because the corruption will just burn it immediately, give me extra energy. Right? Sever Soul, that'll burn Berserk and Demon Form. It's actually quite handy. Oh, we've actually got lethal. Beautiful. All right. Got a poison potion, another impervious. I could take Calling Bell here. 2 of the curses will be negated, courtesy of Omamori. I'll only get 1 curse, but I'll get... Yeah, I have a lot of 0-cost cards, so my Snecko Eye would be pretty bad for me. And I don't have Singing Ball, so Ori isn't just going to be 10 max HP. We'll take the Calling Bell, sure. We got Doubt, but we got Toxic Egg. Whenever you add a skill card to your deck, it is upgraded. That's really handy because there's a lot of skill cards I would still add to my deck. Gambling Chip at the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you'd like and then draw that many. And Dreamcatcher, which is whenever you rest, you may add a card to your deck. So whenever I rest, I may add a card to my deck. Non-boss chests now also contain cards. We're getting all of the garbage common relics. Okay. I would love to go to a shop. I'm actually just going to go to the path that gets me the earliest shop right here. Take a Ghostly Armor. Whew, they all had to attack, eh? Eh? It's alright, I'm not mad about it. Fiendfire does get us an entirely new hand. We've got the Dead Branch. I understand all of that, but the problem with Fiendfire is... It's me crying. Okay. Hey, there's our Body Slam. Great. Finally. Really? If only these cards from Nilry's Codex were also upgraded. That would be really handy. All right. Corruption. Defend. Bloodletting. Dual wield the bite. Infernal Blade. Hell yeah, let's go. This might be how I get feed in my deck in the final fight as well. Upgraded Ghostly Armor I should take a copy of. I want to thin out my deck as much as I can right now, but I'm just not getting real opportunities to. Let's upgrade a card here. Should probably be Metallicized or either of the copies of Impervious. I'm going to go with Metallicized personally. It's fine. Ghostly Armor's not bad there. Alright, let's double tap a Hemo on one of you. Reaper just in case. Yeah, I can Reaper to get back to full health here. Destroy or not. I mean, that destroys one defend and then gives me the defense of the defend. But it also gives me another card. Maybe. Yep, I'll take another Blood for Blood. Yeah, somehow I figured it was going to be active. Call it a mad hunch. Sure, put a barricade in the deck. This Nilry's Codex is going to make our deck... I'm going to have to be very, very careful about what I put into my deck because it can be really, really enticing to just add everything at this point. We do have a barricade active though, and we've got an entrench in the deck, and we've got another impervious in there, so there's the possibility to do some stuff. I'm talking exclamation mark stuff. I don't have a corruption yet. Let's put one in. Sure. Let's go. Let's go. Ooh, offering as a pickup there. Don't mind if I do. Body slam this one, and then since this is the final target on the map, feeding should actually... It does get me max HP. Beautiful. Could take a second copy of Power Through. This one will be upgraded as well. Actually, it's my first copy of Power Through. The other one was added by Nilry's Codex earlier. Alright, the Magic Flower is actually super important, and so is Feel No Pain. So Feel No... and so is Entrench. Oh my god. So Magic Flower is going to increase the healing that Burning Blood provides us, but more than that, it's going to increase the healing that these bites provide us. Especially if these bites are upgraded, they go to deal 8 damage, heal for 3 HP, but that 3 HP gets rounded up to 5 HP healed, courtesy of the 50% extra effectiveness of healing when you pick up Magic Flower. So we'll take Magic Flower. Feel No Pain is immediately upgraded as soon as I pick it up. It becomes whenever a card is exhausted, gain 4 block. Sorry, it becomes gain 6 block, and then Entrench is immediately upgraded as well, which is double your current block, and it becomes 1 energy to play. We will also remove a Doubt. That could have scarcely been better. That was really, really good. Huh. Pretty good turn. That too was a pretty good turn. Oh god, who is our boss this floor? Because if it's not Donu and Decker, we've already failed the achievement. Yeah, it's not Donu and Decker. I hate that, you know, like this is effectively just going to be an achievement that I have to get by happenstance. Like I can't actually really aim to get it. That's annoying to me, that I can't really just set out with the intent to pick up this achievement. Disarm against this boss could actually be significant, but it's also going to be some exhaust synergy for our deck, which has suddenly become an exhaust synergy deck. Bronze scales, whenever you take damage, deal 3 back. Great. That's what I'm looking for. That's the kind of shit I'm looking for. Hell yeah. Alright. Bye-bye forever. Extremely goodbye. Heck yeah. And then the exploder becomes the final target that I kill. Because... Ooh, put a beat in my neck. Because if I kill it at the end, I'm not going to take the damage from it. I know that's a bugged interaction, but while it's a bugged interaction, I'm going to take advantage of it. Okay. Should have done that in the opposite order. I would have had more information. Alright. I didn't want to draw anything that turn because it was possible feed was on top of my deck, which it was. And if I drew feed, I wouldn't be able to use it for the kill this turn. Okay, if I double tap the bite, I get the HP, and then I get to feed for the kill. Get that max HP. Havoc would exhaust a card from my deck as well as play. Yeah, oftentimes that will be a benefit for us. We're going to go for a bunch of elites now, because this deck suddenly became a lot stronger than it was before. I'm going to throw everything just looking for a better hand, basically. Double tap body slam. Got some damage in there. Alright. Yeah, I figured you were going to do the giant hit, you prick. I was so close to censoring myself there, and then I just didn't. Just, no, prick. That's what I meant to say. I'm not going to mince words on that one. Burns a wound, sure. I'm gonna put a Fiendfire in my deck, because if I can double tap Fiendfire next turn, that's the end of the enemy's life. Aww. Still gonna Fiendfire. Might get something great here. Or not. Could just not as well. That said, it does provide me a bunch of defense. A Whirlwind here to get to my pen nib for the next turn. I'm just obligated to play bites when I get them. Two pommels. Sure. Alright, Molten Egg. Whenever you add an attack card to your deck, it's upgraded. So we currently have the strength of all eggs combined. Frozen Egg, Toxic Egg, Molten Egg. Strength Potion is going to be more important for us than an artifacting potion. Rather, an ancient potion that gives artifacting. Second Evolve is a bit too much. Probably don't need another ghostly armor at this point either. Juicy Bracelet, regular enemy combats, and no longer encountering question mark rooms. Second Entrench, really important. If we can get a barricade now, we are on clean streak. I'll have a look at my cards. I really don't think I need to upgrade any of those. I think I'm going to go for the relics right now. Ooh, yes! Lantern on the first turn of each combat, gain 1 extra energy. And Offering is in my opening hand. Beautiful, we're fine. We're gonna have the energy to do everything we want to do. Don't want to put that many burns in my deck if I can avoid it. So I don't want to let all of my enemies live there. Ghostly Defend Entrench. Delectable. Not a bad bite. Impervious. Impervious. Body Slam. Alright, Fire Potion. Upgraded Body Slam. Now that I'm burning a bunch of cards and Feel No Pain is effectively becoming the defense generation in my deck, another Body Slam is probably not a bad idea. Come on, and Impervious! I thought if I said it loud enough it would work, but we actually got to break through this. That's going to function much the same for us. Offering, though. Huge pickup. Havoc kills. So in this fight so far, I've been the only one to deal damage to myself. So double tap. Right, and then you die hitting me. So that's another perfect. Mark that down. So if I don't have 3, it's not perfect. Okay, it's called a champion, but it's perfecting an elite. If I don't have 3 elite perfects at the end of this, then I know that self-damage is actually preventing what I need here. True Grit will actually take a copy of also. Immolate we also could have taken a copy of there as well. Would have been fine. Great time for Giria. Bit late maybe though. Get me the card I want. Actually, I'll bash first because I'm always going to be doing that. Get me the card I want. Impervious. That's power through. I mean, it is actually in this deck because it is Impervious Light for us, effectively. As much as I do want to put a barricade in, I think seeing red is actually the correct option here. Feel no pain. See red. Ooh, limit break, sure. I don't actually want to play another attack this turn if I can avoid it. You did not do your large hit last turn, so it is possible that you hit me for a bunch this turn, and I'll be sad. What could I draw that would actually help me? True Grit, Disarm, Entrench. All right, we'll do it. Okay, sure. That protects me against your 40 hit. So I did waste my Pen Nib charge, but I'm protected against the worst case scenario from you. Which you didn't even utilize. So. Defend. Don't hit Entrench or Body Slam! Oh no, of course, I can choose! I forgot that was upgraded. Alright, this is another perfect for us. Another champion, rather. Bag of Preparation. That's what I really, really wanted this entire time because I've got Lantern, gain energy on the first turn of each combat, and I've also got Gambling Chip at the start of each combat, discard as many cards as you would like and then draw that many. So having 7 cards in my opening hand makes it so much better. Each of those 2 are made so much better. Explosive's going to be more important for us. Dig or lift? I end up with a lot of limit breaks in my deck accidentally, so maybe a lift. Nah, I'll dig. Actually, I should have counted my relics, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Alright, so all I needed to do was have more than 25, and I've got a score modifier active. I could keep Shrug It Off. I will. This is a pretty good opener, I feel. Just like, I don't know, 180 damage first turn, defend for 88. Seems good. I'll actually take a Fiend Fire here as well. Don't hit me. Yep, they hit me. Alright, so I'm not going to perfect this fight, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I do need to play all 3 of these cards right now, so that my next turn isn't complete garbage. Can't you use your weakening attack once at least, please? That's a big Fiend Fire. And that is a lot of garbage. Those Ruptures will actually work for me. They will do a lot of stuff for me, but it's just... There we go. Alright, we'll double Rupture now. Then Offering. Ghostly. Entrench. Body Slam. Ah, of course! I needed to throw the freaking potions first. Could have gotten you that turn, man. Could have gotten you that turn. That said, I'm just going to get you this turn instead. So. It's a difference without a distinction. 932. No champions. There were 3 fights that I counted where I was the only character that dealt damage to myself. So the comment that was saying, hey, Rhapsody, do you know that if you deal damage to yourself, that doesn't prevent perfecting fights, is incorrect. It does, which is what I assumed beforehand. That's okay. It's always worth checking. It is always worth checking. It was a strong instinct I had before, but I didn't have, like, definite proof, but now I do. There were 3 fights where I was the only character to damage myself, and I don't have any perfects as a result. I do have Collector, Moneymaker, I Like, Shiny, and Speedster. Those were all of the modifiers that got us above. A reasonable amount there. For the moment, though, unfortunately, we didn't get Donu and Decker, and also, unfortunately, Nilari's Codex really did not supply us with a feed, nor did the game. But for the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire. Hopefully you have been enjoying yourself, Greg, and hopefully we'll see you next time, Greg. Yeah, I'm talking to you.